So your loadout is pretty standard. With the filler cards are standard. So the things you want to swap are your flak jacket and well, not swap out, but like change the values. So flak jacket and predator. Victor relies a lot on sustaining his HP through predator. Flak jacket you keep at a high value. You max it out if you're against snipers because against them, you have the highest potential to be one shot. So you want maximum HP against anything that can potentially one shot you or prevent you from getting healed in the first place. But if they don't have snipers on their team or anything that does a high burst of damage, like 1100 or 1000 or greater per shot, like instant burst, if they don't have anything like that on their team, you want to get as much predator as you can. Because it doesn't matter how much max HP you have if for every time they hit you, you deal a bunch of damage to them back and you sustain whatever they just damaged you for. So in the long run, you'll actually be gaining more effective HP from Predator over what Flak Jacket Max will give you.
They actually have one thing. They have an ult, a Genos ult that does that much
Yeah,
damage.
yeah. So Genos
That's the
ult.
only reason I ran Blackjack at 5.
So right, that makes sense. It's not a good reason though. So you want to think about what their team has versus what your team has, and unless there's like a straight hard counter, like you want to try and itemize for what the majority of their team will constitute, right? So they got an Inara, they got a Grok, they got a Genos, they got like a bunch of sustain. So obviously you want to max COD as fast as you can, which tells you that you can't buy really anything else until you max COD. So you won't have early blast shields for General Assault. You won't have early master riding, but you don't really need that. You're Victor. All your job is to just dismount, especially on timber or
Fish
God,
market.
right? Yeah, fish market. God, being gone from this game sucks. All right,
Well, you
I,
chose that.
I did choose that, and I'm very happy.
Then no complaints.
I'm not complaining.
Okay.
Da, 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 da. I was saying it sucks in some ways. You start to forget certain names. Oh, of course I can't spectate. That's not a spectation, it's a replay. Do, 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 do. Let's hope this works.
Oh, I was gonna remind you before you did replay to like adjust your volume settings there, just in case you
I
didn't have a
mean,
menu
if
again.
I'm not gonna go through the replay if I can't pull up the escape. There we go. Okay. Pause the game. Escape. There we go. Okay, cool. Value. Awesome. We don't need this really. This can be even lower. Well, it can be a little higher. So there's things in this game you need to learn to listen for, like footsteps, certain voice cues that will tell you and give you information. And it'll be apparent when you either straight up ignore it or don't seem to realize that it's there. And it can change where you need to position drastically.
Are
So,
you streaming, by the way? I can't say anything.
oh dear, you're right. Pause. We're still in the lobby, so we're all good.
Stream. Okay.
Are you gonna record this or?
I already started.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me go ahead and get to the middle here. So do you have a habit of like looking at everyone's loadouts or items so that you know who's going to be doing what?
No.
So
Especially not against their
it's
team, because it was a fucking troll team, and I'm like, what is this team? It's so bad.
their team.
Yeah, they have a snack attack emoji. Like, come on.
Right, right,
Like,
right.
okay.
That's just one character though.
I
So the
know,
thing
but
is,
like the
you have to look
grok.
at your right, but you have to look at your comp and you have to consider what they're like. I mean, yeah, sure, they have a troll team, 100%, but um, you
They
can't
have.
ignore certain factors. The
I mean, they
factors
just
is that
snowball and they just move together. They snowball on fish market. Like, it's so weird.
the reason that it happens though is because they have a high sustained team.
I
They have Genos,
know.
they have Grok, they have Inara, and
Mhm.
it's about what you have to deal with it, right? You have Androxus, Victor, and Ruckus, and Barrack Corvus. So what's going to happen is you're going to be relying a lot on your Ruckus he's gonna have to be getting value picks. There's a certain way to do it, right? You don't just think, oh, Ruckus is gonna ride up, right side, run, into Ash or whatever, and throw three missiles at Genos and get a kill. Like it could happen, but it's not likely. Ruckus's job is to make sure that he can find a safe opening, get some damage in, and fall back with his team. So the whole thing about this is all team positioning dependent, and you'll be able to tell whether a fight is going good or not, um, based on positioning. And as a player, the way you improve as a player is to notice as early as possible whether your team's positioning is good enough to handle a certain situation, and whether where you position or change your position can influence whether you'll win or lose the battle overall
I mean,
from it.
it felt like this
And
game that my team was never positioned optimally. I don't know what the optimal would have been, but it felt like
right, but that's why
no
we do
one was
top down
there.
feeding
And then
too.
I tried to just do something different, but I also didn't know exactly where I
Okay,
should have been.
okay. So this is a pretty good rollout here. All right, so you're going to take left side, which is all right. That's fine. Oh, did you? Okay, I thought you went up left. So that's fine. The thing is, on Fish Market, if you come up here as Victor, you're gonna be looking through that line of sight right there. Normally, you won't be able to get anything there unless you have Master Riding. Um, like the
Okay.
only way you'll be able to get something there is if somebody comes straight through there.
Okay, it's
But
fair.
either they're gonna go right or far right, or they're gonna go far left, which means that this line of sight gives absolutely nothing early. So normally what victors will do, they'll come up this way to make sure no one's looking, or sorry, to make sure no one's coming this way. And if they see nobody, you keep riding, right? You keep riding, you keep riding. The whole point. So in this game, the mount is like nimble, like fucking 10, right? Imagine
Mhm.
having nimble 10 on you for as long as you're on mount. Like that's super OP. That's super strong, and you don't want to get rid of that until you're 100% certain that it is going to get you value to get rid of it, right?
Mhm.
So like people that like dismount on, so like sometimes some games you'll see people like come up Fish Market and they'll be like up over here, they'll see nobody, they'll get up here and they'll just dismount right here. They'll straight up dismount for no reason, right? And they're like, okay, now I'm gonna walk. It's like, okay, well, if suddenly you notice that three people of their team are riding over their mounts over this way, you're kind of screwed because you're standing here. You have no mount. They can just ride over to you. You can't do anything about it except use your abilities to get away. But this game is about ability management and resource management. So it's like chess, but like in terms of resources. So you want to make sure that you're using resources to counter whatever resources they use and come out on top. So like some of their like I don't know, some victors and scrims, they'll come this way. They'll see nobody. They'll keep riding. And about by this time, the enemy team, if they're on anchor side or market side, they'll continue riding over that way. But the thing is, this is what you want to zone. You want to get this point, right? But you don't know where they are. That's the whole point
Yeah.
thing. You don't know where they are until you hear fighting or until somebody calls it out, right? And like at this point, you see nobody, right? And you can't just assume that they're all there. For all you know, they could literally all just be sitting. All five of them just could be sitting right here. It would never happen, almost, but it's possible. You don't know.
Mhm.
So you want to be careful. So you want to stay on mount at all times until you see somebody far away enough, and then you're in a safe position and you're in a good position. So three things you're gonna be looking for um, is my positioning effective? Like, what angles does it cover? Can I dismount him? That's the first thing you're looking for is, can I dismount somebody? So if there's somebody like sitting back here waiting, you see them, you get off and you just shoot them, you're good. You just dismounted them. Um, if they're over there, you dismount them. But the thing is, you're a problem to them. So as long as you're over here and there's nobody over here and they're all over there, you're a problem here. You shoot people, you dismount, and theoretically, if you're a mount, you would be here by the time Ash and Anara would, if they had ridden top, which I don't know why they didn't go top. Most teams will just go top and just take high ground. This is like the priority side, but in this matchup, Victor pretty much is treated like a sniper, where for as long as he's left alone, he is like a straight threat to the entire enemy team. He will just melt anybody he can,
I mean, you
and
don't
Predator will.
get. Hold on. I feel like you don't get very good sightlines there, though. Like if the other team just wanted to fight all the way on whatever market side, and I'm like on dock side, I can't see shit. Like I might know they're there, but then I would feel compelled to
Well,
get
the
a
whole
different
point is that
angle.
you're on mount. Currently, you're on mount.
Oh, I thought at
And
this
so
point
if
you would have
something happens,
dismounted by now if you
no,
see
no,
that
no,
they're over
not
there.
no. If you see somebody, like
Like here you
it,
see someone, you might dismount to like shoot them off, like one
it
person.
becomes it's. I mean, it becomes apparent, or it becomes more important, like on defense and on push. Like during the beginning, it isn't that important.
Okay.
It's important to dismount people, but the whole point is to start doing damage. You're Victor. You like they have a sustain team. You want to start doing damage.
Yeah,
You want to
so
start. You want to keep them from coming out and contesting the point. The thing is, you're one guy. They have 5 people on their team. Yeah, that's true. But you have 4 other people, right? If you're shooting one person and then all 3 people are like, oh shoot, there's a Victor, and 3 of them turn to look at you, and then there's 2 other people over here. You know, okay, that means that Barrick's going to be on point. Your Androxus is doing whatever he's doing. I don't know why Androxus is over there. He
flanking.
should be with Ruckus.
Pretty sure they
Androxus
never
himself.
played together.
Well, yeah, but like when you get to higher tier play, you'll see people start to play correctly. And by correctly, I mean they'll know what to do, they'll know who to be with, and they'll know that it creates a problem for the enemy team. You'll be playing your games casually. I'm pretty sure sometimes you'll encounter a situation where you'll just have this Androxus with like this Ruckus or this Ash. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't deal with this. What do I do? The answer is nothing. You can't do anything. That's why it works, is because it creates a problem. It's a 2v1.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. See, he's over here by himself. I mean, he's just playing casual, right? So they're all together. So at the beginning, right? So you see nobody, okay?
I think
So
I saw them go over to the right.
right,
So I
right.
knew that they were to the
So
right.
you have an indication that they're going right, and there aren't 5 people huddled over on the left for some
Yeah.
reason, waiting to kill you. So that's good. So you know they're there, right? So you know that Barrack's on point. So actually, let's go to your view, right?
I'm 0, I think.
Yeah, yeah, 0. Okay, so from your view, let's see if I can slow this down. How do I slow this down again?
Page down.
What?
Page down.
Oh, pages down. That's right. Okay. So you're running over here, right? So you know that there's a few people, right? So you hear Ash firing. You know Ash is there.
I know their whole team is there, I think.
All right. All
I was
right.
pretty sure their whole team is
You
there.
you think so? You saw Ash and you've seen an R, right?
I
So you
think
don't
I
know where
saw
the
their whole
other
team,
three.
though. I
You
feel.
can hear things, but you don't know the exact position of 3 other
Right,
people.
yeah.
So for all you know, Moji could be top. For all you know, Genos could be top. Moji could just ride over to you within 3 seconds of you firing an R
Yes.
and melt you.
Yes.
So you want to keep awareness for that. What you would do, if you're going to run over to help, you're going to run over here, you're going to look this way, you're going to check. You're going to look for a target and note, you notice your Ruckus is there. So what you can do is, honestly, you stand right here and you shoot the target that your Ruckus is firing at. The only person that can shoot you is Ash, right? And all you have to do is back up. And you can still hit an R, and Ash can't hit you. Now you've created a problem for the Ash. Now she's like, oh crap, what do I do? Do I go and try and stop the Victor from trying to melt my Anara, or because they do have 2 healers, but their healers are Grok and Genos, who, if you're over here, you can see that they're way back there, right? So all Genos can do is pop right click on Anara. She has a Mother's Guard, that's true. And
Mother's
Grok,
Guard. Earthen Guard?
Earthen Guard, thank you. Mother's Grace, Earthen Guard,
Yes.
both, whatever.
Yeah, you
Does she
just
have it?
comboed
Yeah,
that.
exactly. She has Mother's Guard, dude. So, yeah. So Grok can't heal her, right? He's not close enough. Although they reworked him, right? So he's got like 3 totems, something like that.
2 totems for. He's playing Maelstrom.
Okay.
On
So
Fish Market.
the thing is, you're
Crazy.
the thing is to get damage in this game, right? Like if you, for example, if you just ping Anara twice and then ping Ash twice and then ping Genos twice, what does that do? It does nothing, right? If you ping one person a bunch of times, it forces them to change their position. Anara's being aggressive as crap right now because she's like, I got full health, I got right click, I'm good to take somebody in the face, right? But if she's tanking 2 or 3 people, see, if your Corvus was smart, he'd be like right here, Although, no, it looks like Inara's about to wall him off. But, of Corvus was right here.
That's a cool
He would see the
visual
Inara,
though.
he'd shoot the Inara. All Corvus has to do is just walk to the left and he's safe if Inara tries to push on him, you know?
I think he's trying to like get line of
But,
sight on the Ruckus. No one else is close enough for him to
so,
heal.
so, so something you want to know about Inara is the second she pops, like, the whole thing that you're trying, like, you're playing this game of trying to get resources out, right? So what you want to do is you want to get Inara to pop that Mother's Grace as fast as possible. Once she pops it, she has a she there you have 8 seconds. 8 seconds, you do whatever you want, and after that, you can just beat the crap out of Anara. She's dead. She's absolutely dead. There's nothing she can do about it except run away. So you wait for you force her to pop it. She pops it. You're like, okay, I'll look at the Genos now. I'll look at the Moji now. I'll look at somebody else. You'll do damage to them. Damage that can't be mitigated. And meanwhile, they still have to come and deal with you, right? If Moji decides, okay, well, this person's a problem, he runs up here and runs this way, you go, okay, I'll contest you. You can throw grenades down there. You can shoot Moji. A lot of Viktor is mechanical, and if you're getting headshots, people die real quick. Like, I think Moji walking, she'll be dead when she gets here if you're hitting with headshots. All she has to do is walk like fucking 1, 2, 3 steps. She's dead. Like, she can't do anything. And actually, Moji's head's pretty big. You can hit that pretty easily, I think. Same with Makoa's hit big hitbox, hit big head hitbox. I mean, Moji's ridiculously easy to hit. But like either if Moji comes up here, you're safe, right? Either she pops her her guard and backs off, or she runs at you, right? If you see her she doesn't use her run, you know that that's a tool she has in her kit to get at you, right? If you see her use her run to get up the stairs, you know you're safe because the second she walks at you, you just turn to her and you hit her and she can't do anything about it. So it's about knowing what tools the enemies have, what they've used, and based on what they've used, what you can and can't punish, and what's a threat to you. If you see something that is a threat, like Moji hasn't used her run, and she's like start and walk up on you, that means it's time for you to hightail it out of there. You need to change your position. You can no longer help your Ruckus. And this is where it falls to everybody in the game knowing what to do based on team positioning and like knowing how things work. Ruckus should know at this point. He's sitting here. He's like, oh wait a minute. There's about 1, 2, 3 people looking at me, maybe 4. I'm probably dead. Right? It's a Ruckus. He's got like what 800 shield. Okay, whoop-de-doo. He's gonna get walled off too.
2,000
So
shield.
he's 2,000 shield.
I thought it was 2,000.
It,
You're wrong.
it doesn't matter. When there's 4 people looking at you, it doesn't matter. You're dead. All right. So that Ruckus is like you should know actually just by looking at this Ruckus. If you walked over here and you see there's 4 people and there's a Ruckus there and they're all gonna look at the Ruckus. You shouldn't assume that the Ruckus is dead. So a good Ruckus, he'll walk up here. He won't pop his emitter. All right. Ruckus will wait until he's low to pop his emitter. He sits here. He gets wall, whatever, and R is doing whatever. The second he sees this, he's gonna dash forward or dash out. If he gets walled, he's just gonna dash forward, dash over here, and he's gonna sit right here. This is gonna prevent Anara and Ash from walking up and taking high ground. Because this is the goal, taking high ground. This is what everybody wants, all right? So now that we know all this, let's see what happens. All right, she tosses a grenade. All right, so you wanna like focus target whatever you can. All right, you're shooting what you can, which is fine. All right, so the second that your Ruckus dies, and you see that there's an Anara up here already, this is pretty bad, looking pretty bad for you because you didn't react to. Yeah. So, but if you had known all that stuff before, you would have been aware. You would have known that Ash probably wants your high ground. Anara probably wants your high ground, but they're gonna get the first pick. All right, so this is how the battles go. The second your first teammate gets picked, you've lost.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah.
And you need to regroup and get out. All right, so the longer you stay alive, the more likely you are to hurt your team because you're gonna die and offset your timer. You don't want to stagger. So the best thing you can do, honestly, like in that situation, I don't think like you did manage to get out, which is good. But
No,
I think Ash
I
was
didn't.
chasing you.
Yes, I didn't think.
So,
the thing is, I was pretty confident I could get
right,
out.
I
but
didn't think
didn't
Ash would chase you either.
expect
Like,
Ash to like
isn't he, like if you see her loadout, she's running
kinetic burst distance, which actually killed me.
oh, she got War Machine. That's why she charged at Ruckus. got
Oh.
the limb, and got the reset. That's what
Well,
happened.
no, I think
Uh,
it wasn't even that car. Well, yeah, okay, that plus the kinetic. I think she was running burst
no,
systems too,
because
also.
I heard her when I was listening, watching the replay. I heard her use her charge
Mhm.
towards the ruckus or charge towards something to get up here, and then ruckus died,
Mhm.
and then like 5 seconds later she charged after you.
Mhm.
Like that charge is not on a 5 second cooldown,
Yeah.
so it got
It's
reset
like
somehow.
12 or 14 seconds.
Okay, so the second you lose ruckus, your best bet, honestly, I mean, you had the right idea to run over here. You didn't like so once you run over here, you just want to hug the walls. You want to keep close to your team as possible and just be an annoyance. Um,
Yeah, I should have stick
the
this.
rule of thumb is the more out in the open a DPS is, literally the more out in the open you are. You're
Yeah,
easier to get picked off.
that's true.
So you want to stick to walls. You want to stick to corners.
Mhm. I got so fast.
Okay,
I
so
did
you're
not
dead.
expect that.
Yeah, I didn't expect it either. All right. Here comes Barrack to save the day. A little
Yeah,
too late,
too
buddy.
bad.
All right. So at this point, your team needs to die. They need to reset. Your Andro needs to get the fuck out. He's not gonna do some fucking Matrix God. I killed Grok. I killed Geno shit.
He
Unless
might.
I don't know.
Andro
Uh,
in this patch, yes.
That's true.
He
He might.
could.
But this is
It's a long
Andrew.
shot, yeah.
Andrew requires mechanical skill, so very big emphasis on might. And
Yes.
honestly, unless things are guaranteed, you don't take them really.
By the way,
Hash-
the Andro's Mag. Do you know him? Like,
no, I mean I
what?
left three. I left 3 4 months ago. I
No,
don't know
Mag
who
was
Mag is.
playing like 2 years ago. One Chin
Mag?
Victor, you don't remember him? Mag 198 with 1, 2,
I never,
and 3
I
views.
never watched too much of the Mixer streams. I was busy
What?
doing
No,
scrims
no,
and VOD
no.
reviews and
Just
shit.
a ranked guy, pure ranked guy. I guess you didn't play ranked, so. Never
No, I
mind.
didn't do ranked. I did scrims.
Anyways. Anyway, I actually picked the Victor for him, and then he didn't want to trade me, so that's how I
Okay,
got
okay,
put
okay,
on
okay.
Victor. I'm like, I
So
guess I'll play
your
it.
ruckus respawns. All right, so to make the best of a bad situation, because right now your team is hella staggering. Like your Andro is on the right side, your Barracks on their side, your Corvus is alone on the fucking left side. Your Ruckus just respawned and he's about to jump on the Genos probably. Your team's about to get picked off one by one.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything you can do about that.
Yeah.
So honestly, so they're at 48%. It's 0 of 0. You still have time for 2 more fights, so I want to say, if your team doesn't immediately stagger. Oh, if he can get the pick on the Genos, that's big. Okay, that's good. That's huge. But, I mean, he died for it, so it wasn't huge.
Corvus died too.
Oh, Corvus died. I mean, Ruckus might
Emoji.
die. Are they not going to punish the Ruckus? Okay, never mind. Ruckus was in and he jumped in again without a shield. Never mind. Okay, yeah. Okay, tip to Ruckus players. Once you jump in, use your fucking shield and you kill the Genos and you dash to get out, you're gold. You walk back and wait for your team. You just help to win the fight. All you have to do is regroup and take the rest of them out when you regroup. Obviously, they probably couldn't do that because... Are they still staggering? Oh my god. Oh, wow, when did you get back? Alright.
I was just on the right side the whole time.
Okay.
By the time I got back, I think my team had
capped.
died. No, it was
Yeah,
before
no,
they
it's-
capped. My team had
Alright,
just lost
alright,
2 on the
alright.
left, and I was like, I don't
So-
want to commit anywhere.
So at this point, they're gonna get through. I mean, what you're doing is fine. Like it doesn't hurt to be over there doing damage to them. The thing is, you really want to get kills. So they have 2 healers, so it's even easier for them to stay up as long as you don't have cauterize. So for the you want to do damage as a damage player, but also you want to do damage when it's going to kill people or when somebody's 100% guaranteed to die. Like doing damage to a Genos that's like sitting right here when you're over there and he's like full health and you do half of his HP and you know you can only get half his HP, like he's just gonna heal up. So all you did was feed. I mean, you got some alt charge, but honestly, you're feeding the healer's alt charge too, and you don't want to feed the enemy team alt charge. So the best way you can mitigate that is to pretty much kill somebody. You focus a target.
There's no way I could kill anyone from where I am, and I don't know
Right,
where I should have
right.
been.
There is no way you can kill anyone from where you are. So
I also didn't
what
want to
you
die.
right. So the game isn't about constantly waiting, like doing damage. You don't have to do damage all the time. Sometimes you have to wait. Like honestly, you'll see it. Like if you watch a lot of the pro plays, like they'll regroup, right? And they'll just be sitting and they'll be setting up and they'll just wait. You won't have this Victor running all the way to like Quarry and split stone Quarry trying to shoot them from from top like when they're on the point and then running back. Like, they don't do that. They wait for the payload to get to a certain point because they know that until the payload gets there, like unless they have like an Androxus or somebody who's like a good flank, they know that unless the payload gets there, all they're going to be doing is they're going to be gaining ult charge, but potentially feeding ult charge to the enemy team and potentially getting picked because it's just a risky situation. So honestly, in this, like when your teams group like this, so this is a little this is a little backwards. So Ruckus should be up there. Barrack should be like right here.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I
Barrack
see
should be like
that.
hugging the wall. So and your Corvus is
Back there.
back there. Okay.
That's
I
fine.
don't know. Can Corvus heal through walls? It is he
Nope.
require line of sight.
He requires line of sight, and it's actually pretty short ranged.
Okay. Okay. So Corvus should be like
Okay. He
right
requires at
here,
least one person to be within his line of sight to heal
and
one.
he can teleport, right?
Yeah.
And he just teleports right there. He's good. That's his escape. All right. So what you can do,
The
honestly.
teleport. I don't think. I don't know if I can go over it.
So
I've
what
never
you
tried. It's kind of
can do,
short.
what you can do is Victor, right? When is anyone? Yeah, somebody's on a mount. If I reverse, there's going to be horses. So when you respawn, you check to see who the enemy team is dead with the UI, right? And when they cap the payload and they're going over, what you can do is you can just ride all the way to here and just sit right here,
You
and
just
you can
want me to
dismount.
dismount? Okay.
Yep. So the thing is, the way defense works
Mhm.
is that they're on a timer
Mhm.
and you're not.
And we're just gonna
Like,
burn that timer.
well, yeah, they're on a timer, you're
Mhm.
not.
Okay.
In a
That's fair.
sense. So
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
so
That's
yeah, the
fine.
longer it takes them to group up,
Okay. That's fine, cause like I knew at the time that like shooting those, it felt like dead time. It's
it
like
also
no one's
well,
gonna really die.
it also means that if you can get a 1-for-1 pick, even if it gets you killed, it's worth it
Yeah.
because it's going to take
Mm.
them a lot longer to group up than
Yeah.
it's going to take you a lot longer to
Yeah, I see
respawn.
that. Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
So this is the point where you do dismounts.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So it looks like you and Andro are you about to jump? Don't jump.
Yeah.
Please don't jump.
I
Oh
went down.
no. Don't jump. Stay up here. Because you want dismounts, all right? Look at that. Oh, free dismount. Free dismount. Victor, there's a dismount. Oh, all right.
Uh,
You tried. You tried, buddy. Good
that
job.
was yeah.
All right, so
I think I ran over to see because I couldn't tell what exactly was
this is a
happening over
little
there.
this is a little dangerous, all right? So the situation here is that you're pushing up, you're all zoning, you're Barrack's quote unquote zoning. Ruckus is zoning, you're zoning, but you're all low ground. And there's this big fucking ocean over here, and you got a 40% kinetic burst Ash on their
Mhm.
team who's gonna blow you all out of the water.
Yeah, I thought
So
about
that's
that.
not good.
I didn't move where it was, but I thought about it. I think I
So
kept tabs roughly on
so
where she was.
yeah, so a way to improve like in your own games to know
Just stay up here
like
and dismount.
not necessarily, but like you can ask yourself the question at all times, what do I gain from being here that I wouldn't gain from being anywhere else? Or
Mhm.
what can I gain somewhere else that I won't gain here?
Mhm.
So think, what will you gain here? So what you'll gain here is that you got 4 people, and it's going to be pretty hard for one of them to, push through without getting deleted by all 4 of you.
I
Sure.
think yeah, I think I felt like it was safer to be with my team than
Right.
completely on the
But
other side by myself.
you got to count what bruisers they have. So yeah, they got a bruiser. Like bruiser wants to be close to people. Like the farther they are, like they become more like a DPS that just doesn't do any DPS and just dies and just
Mhm.
becomes free ult charge for Victor here. Speaking of which, you have 100% ult charge. Use it. The second you get ult, and it's not like 50 seconds before the next round, use it. Just straight up use it, unless they're all dead. just use it.
Enemy killing spree.
Okay, okay. So now, this is a point in time which you could look for a dismount, sure, but Ash just isolated herself. She's in the middle of 4 people. Delete her. Definitely. Turn, look at her, kill her. Good job. Now you're gonna go back. All right. So what do you see? All right. Do you see the Inara?
I
Like
think
in
so.
game, can you see? Can you
Yeah,
see her?
I saw
Shoot
her.
her. Shoot her.
I
Like that.
tried.
Like don't.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Just
I don't
don't even
like.
care about the
She
Don't
was
even care
like
about the
roughly
ground.
behind a wall. Like I knew she was there, but like I don't think.
All right. All right.
I
So
don't think she was shootable. Like I think. Like I knew she was there. Like I tried to shoot
all right.
her,
All
and
right.
then she was just
So
like behind the wall.
you're about to do this, but you're not gonna do it.
Because I don't
So
want to like have an
come over
Inara
here.
in my face.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. Shoot what people you can't. Like,
Mhm.
don't just shoot. Shoot for dismount, right? You're gonna use your ears to listen for the Nara noises. You
Okay.
know she's there. You know she's right there, right?
Yeah.
Toss her, chuck a grenade, chuck a nade. Like she can't do anything. She's gonna get dismounted. Just chuck a nade. All you have to do is chuck a nade. You can chuck a nade here. You can chuck a nade here. Literally, just chuck a nade right there.
Mhm.
She gets dismounted. You don't have to worry about her anymore.
Okay.
Like the second you check that nade, you don't have to care about her anymore.
Okay.
So
That was
now,
wasted. Yeah.
both of their tanks are on mounts. Now you're fucked.
Mhm.
Now you have to give up your high ground and give them
Mhm.
the high ground, which, I mean, all they're trying to do is get a pick, and you know, big boy, Matrix man here is about to get
Yeah.
annihilated.
I was spamming retreat,
Oh, oh,
retreat.
oh! He got out! He got out! He got out! Good
I think
job.
he still died.
Oh, yeah, rip. All right, he didn't.
I'm pretty sure I was spamming retreat, and he
Okay,
retreated,
so
and then went back in.
so you still have ults. You still have ult. Andro has ult. Barrack has ult. Um, for all you Barrack players, if you don't know how to Barrack ult, if they're all grouped up here, you Barrack ult here. You Barrack ult to just stop them from moving past a certain point,
Mhm.
or prevent them from moving elsewhere. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, if they got like a ramp that goes this way and a ramp that goes this way, then Barrack ulting doesn't really do anything because they can just
Yeah.
go up the ramp. They don't care. But like,
Well, just a
they've
zoning
got
ult.
nowhere to go. So
Yeah.
yeah, Barrack ult here. Barrack ult here can be good at times when they're trying to push back and like if they're aggressively pushing your
Yeah.
support. Like anywhere that's an enclosed area, Barrack ult is good. Choke zones especially.
Mhm.
All right, so your Andro's dead, but their Moji's dead. So you've traded. That's fine. Keep doing damage. Try to make sure that the target dies. Again,
That's
you're
not
gonna.
gonna die.
All right. So Inara just popped Mother's Grace, I think. So I think Inara popped Mother's. Did she pop Mother's Grace?
I have no idea. I have a really hard time
She
telling.
did. Okay, okay, okay. No, you can tell. There's gonna be an orange glow around her.
I know
That means she
people
popped
say
Mother's
that,
Grace.
but to me, she always looks orange.
No, there's a like you'll see.
See,
Oh,
I've
I
been
guess
playing this game
I
for
guess
years. I can't tell.
I guess it has to do with your graphic settings, but there's a way to tell. Um,
So I'm looking for an ult here. I'm waiting for her
so
to drop
so
the
you can
ult.
count. So you know that Mojis respond, and you know Mojis love to flank. So all you need to do is just right there, and you'll dismount anybody coming that way.
I don't know what that
Can't
hit.
see what
Maybe
the hell's
nothing.
going on.
Impressive.
This is fire. This is the choke. This is basically the choke that you want to hold.
Yeah, I think we played
And
this
Nara
part
should
okay.
honestly just. Nara should have just jumped off way earlier.
Like this part we held fine. There's no real issue.
For when you're on push and this happens and your team starts dying and you're a Nara and you're half and your team starts dying, jump off.
Yeah.
You're not gonna live.
Yeah.
Jump and die. And not just a Nara, anybody, any tank. Unless you're guaranteed that you can get out, which is very rare. Like you have to be very mobile, like Ruckus, Barrack, something like that. Ash. Okay.
So I guess there was so close to them procking overtime that
All right, all right,
I
all
just
right.
wanted to keep the Ash
So
from getting
now
on
that you've
point.
got credits, you're gonna be able to deal with them a little bit more effectively. Cauterize too, still not much, but I mean it's 50%, so it's better than what you had before.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So here, I think this round I started going on the left for
all right,
rollout.
so you only have 55 ult charge because you ulted a little late. You ulted like when there was
Capture
less than a
point
minute left in the
spawning
round.
in
So you
15
always ult
seconds.
above like a minute. Most people like to keep it safe above a minute 10. They
Yeah.
ult. So by the next round, they have ult. They can
Mm-hmm.
start the round off. They can dismount. They can ult somebody that gets caught out. They can just
Mm-hmm.
straight up take the first fight. And once they take the first fight, you immediately push up to their spawn and you zone them, so they can't do anything. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Okay.
So here I went left, and I see the Ash,
Okay.
and Ruckus went left too. And then I was just like, I know
So in a
Ash's ult.
situation like this, actually,
I'm just
you
trying to
just
run
saw her.
away.
You don't have to, actually.
But she's gonna
If
ult
you,
me.
I mean, no.
What?
The,
She has
the,
ult.
how's she gonna ult you? If you run up to her, what's she gonna do? Is she gonna ult? She's gonna fly over this way. If you literally sit in her face and shoot her in the
But
head,
she could
what she
bash me. No, she could bash me. She could kinetic burst me. Like, I'm scared of getting
he already
CC.
bursted.
Did
She
she
has no burst.
actually?
Yeah, she bursted Ruckus. She has nothing.
Oh, okay.
She has bash, but she's gonna use that to get out. If she doesn't use it to get out, she's gonna die.
But she could bash
You
me and send me
underestimate
off the map.
you
I'm just
under you
scared.
underestimate. I mean, maybe, but like if she does that, walk around. Like if she, all right. So the way Ash's hitbox works, right, is it hits the first thing it comes in contact with, right? So if you're up here, you know your danger zones. Your danger zones are behind you and to their left. If you walk up to a half health Ash, she's half. That's why she put the shield so you couldn't shoot her.
Mm-hmm.
If she didn't care and she could kill you, she wouldn't have put the shield. She put the shield so you can kill her. So run up, pass the shield, shoot her in the face. She
Okay.
already used the kinetic burst, and if she's gonna bash, walk around her.
Okay.
And the best that can happen is you get knocked back. You're still shooting her. She's gonna die.
Okay.
Viktor melts so fast, and if you have Predator 5, like any damage she does to you is negligible because she does like no damage whatsoever. The only time she's really lethal is when she's attacking. When she's already bashed you or bursted you, and she has full HP. That's when she can kill you. But she didn't. She already bursted. She was focusing the ruckus, and you had gotten half of her HP before she turned and looked at you, which means you can kill her.
Okay.
It's
So I
just a
should
little.
basically just stay and fight.
Now, I mean, it makes sense. You didn't know whether you could. You thought she could. You see, okay, Ash. She's a bruiser. She deals a lot of damage. She's gonna kill me. I'm DPS. It's not good to die. Don't die. Like that's fine. That's a fine thought process. When you get more skilled, you'll understand what fights you can and can't take. So, in this situation, I don't know. Ash has high ground, so you want to mitigate. You know she used shield. So your job right now. What the hell's going on over here? What the fuck? All right. So your job right now is to stop Ash from collapsing on your team. I mean, I don't think she can. But like if she sits right here, she's collapsed. Like she honestly shouldn't give two shits about. Like if you sit right here beneath this bridge and she knows you're under there, but Corvus is standing right here, she won't give two shits about you. She's gonna kill your healer because the healer is literally how you win the fight. Like if you lose a ruckus, and it's 5v4. Okay, you potentially lost the fight, but it's still winnable because if you can get a pick in exchange, you win. But if you lose your healer, you straight up lose. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to back up in her group. And if you don't, you'll just stagger and give them more cap time. But luckily, none of these dumbasses are capping the point. So none of what they're doing kind of matters until they start capping the point. Which is why Luna's OP, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Especially,
65.
this is our highest win rate map.
Okay. Yeah, that was good.
So here, I'm honestly very confused as to where I should be. So I'm like, points free. I don't know. I just don't know where I should be.
Okay. So, I mean, it's fine.
It's fine. I
You're
mean, I
back-
think we lost the
No,
team fight.
No. I mean, when I said it's fine, I meant it's fine that you don't know where you're supposed to go. Not it's fine that you're low ground. Um,
Okay.
so no, you should always be high ground.
Okay.
Um, so again, your objective is to stop Ash from collapsing, but she did.
Mhm.
So the second she collapses, you should be honestly, you're running back here, right? Your Corvus was back here, right? You sit back here, and you go over here, and you help your team. You shoot what you can because you're here. Ash is there. If she walks over, that's the part you don't want. Is that Ash is here.
Mhm.
I might have to rewind this. Is anybody dead? Nobody's
No,
dead.
please don't
Cool.
rewind.
Nobody's.
I think rewinding
No,
crashes
no,
the client.
it doesn't crash.
It doesn't. When I try rewinding, it crashes it.
Okay. So Ash is over here. You ran under bridge and ran over here. All right. So you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. So you run down here. Ash, does her shield, boops the ruckus. She uses her shield. You run over here. So when this happens, you want to stay in your line. All right. There's a line here, an invisible line between your team and their team. It goes there. You see the line? It's this way.
Okay.
That's the line. You don't go
Uh-huh.
past that line
Okay.
unless you're like Eevee or Androxus, and I don't know why you're playing Eevee on Fish Market unless like you have a team strat. Eevee on Fish Market isn't that bad, but like his skin's so much better.
Why can't I cross
So
that line? Like me sitting on point for at least 5 seconds or 10
because
seconds
because
was
because
not dangerous at least.
so the way to think about it is you pause everything, right? Pause this guy taking damage, pause your whole team taking damage. Just take into account the positions, right? So you cross the line, say you cross the line, and you go sit on point, right? You go sit on point. The second you sit on point, they're gonna know you're sitting on point. They'll hear the bleep. And Grok's up here, he's gonna turn around. Ash is, doing whatever, she's gonna turn around. Like that's if you quickly go and sit on point, right? um so the thing is, once that happens, they're gonna turn around and you have nowhere to run. You're just gonna die. Ash is gonna chase you. She can charge you. She can do whatever.
Mm.
Nara can look at you. Grok can look at you. You do nothing. You get nothing done. You get cap time, but you're they have the high like this is an aggressive and like a strong position. Your team is on low ground.
Yeah,
Like these guys are winning.
we're kind of
So
fucked
already they're in
already.
a winning position. So you're not contributing anything unless you're back
Nope.
here, I don't know, shooting Grok. And all Grok has to do is like, okay, somebody's over there, I just go
Yeah.
walk over here, I'm safe. And I can shoot the rest of your team. I don't care about the Victor. You can get to 99 cap, all right? You can get to 99 cap sitting there. And as long as they kill your team and stagger you afterwards, they kill your team and you get 99 cap, they like wait like 5 seconds. They can wait 10 seconds after your team's dead and then they can kill you. Like honestly, the tanks can just tank damage, and then they can just kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And once they kill you, you've reset. You've staggered, and your whole team is up. They're at this point now, and you're at 0. So now it's a 5v4, and they get to win. And because your team's gonna fight them, they're gonna win the 5v4. And in the best case, a good team's gonna be like, okay, well, our guy just staggered a whole 10 seconds. We're all gonna wait here. So they'll wait here, and then they get to cap. And they get all that free cap. They get 10 seconds worth of cap time for free.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that whatever cap you got didn't matter. Because, one, you have to fight through them to get back to cap. And two, well, I mean, you staggered, so, yeah. So, going past this line, unless you're somebody unless you can get a pick, going past this line usually is not good. Because the end result is you don't do damage. But I mean, especially if you're on the low ground, you don't do damage, and they win. They kill your team. They win, and then like honestly, getting cap here while your team is dying is worse than sitting here and dying with your team. Is literally worse.
Okay.
Honestly, all Moji has to do is come back and kill you. The rest of their team could just zone. Like a good Moji that's confident,
Enemy double kill.
they can kill the Victor. Will go back and kill you, and then their whole team just zones your team in spawn, and then they get the cap for free. You don't want that to happen. So at this point, you're buying time, and every second you spend, as long as you get out, like basically once this kind of situation starts, it's like it's like you're going on a scale, and the longer you stay alive for, the heavier one side of the scale gets, and if that side of the scale is tipped, you pretty much lose. But if you don't tip it, then you're good.
And it's
So
basically staggering versus
yes, the
just being
longer
able
you
to
stay
regroup.
alive.
Hmm.
I'm really bad at saying things, so I try
No,
to
I know
be
what you mean.
weird and
It's
say
fine.
say things a certain way. So so yeah, as long as you live, you're good. But the longer you stay alive for, the worse it is
I
if you
know.
die.
I know what you mean. I don't think they
Like this
cared
dude.
about me, so it's like,
Like this
whatever.
dude. I don't know if he died before, but like he should have teleported over here and
I'm pretty
freaking
sure
killed
he
this guy.
died during. Wait, no, he didn't. I think he teleported out during the Grok ult. Wait, did
Um,
he? He either died during the Grok ult and respawned and died again, which would be amazing.
hold up.
That's actually
People are
possible.
people are on mounts. Okay, no one's on mount. Rewind. He died. Rewind. Okay. Oh, cool. We're back at this point. Now we can see what happened. I feel like this guy died.
I thought
Oh,
he
he didn't
did.
die.
Oh, he
Oh, yeah.
teleported out. He teleported out. I thought he died, but he just teleported. He teleported probably from like behind.
Yeah, so he's trying.
Wait, where
Alright, so
is
once that
he?
happens, your dude, he needs to
He's
die.
on the left. Okay, okay. He thought he could get out too.
I don't know why he's. Why is he doing that? Honestly. Alright, if you do that shit and you're a Corvus, you're a healer and your team dies and you teleport out, don't go looking to walk around and try and get back to your team. They're gonna come looking for you. Hide, I don't know, do some weird bait shit, like stay alive for as long as possible, wait for your cooldown, come back and up and teleport out. Like that's literally the only way you can get out, is by waiting long enough to teleport. Refresh your cooldown, get your resource back. Alright, so now that this shit's happened. Wow. Good graphic effects. I like that double fire breath. Alright. Good attempt.
I got the
But
Genos,
yeah,
which I
but your
thought would
team's already
help.
staggered.
I think we
Your
just
barrack,
already lost because we didn't have a healer.
yes,
We
yes.
just lost our healer.
So it's better. So you can tell, right? You can tell what types of fights are like losing fights. Like you can tell, like when shit's like this, right?
Yeah, we're fucked.
Everything's all fucked up, and you use an ult, you're gonna get almost nothing out of it. Usually, you gotta ult when there's like when it's solid, when like you can tell your team's in a good position. One guy's getting, one guy's out of position. I don't know, maybe, and Nara is over here, and she pops Mother's Grace. You bait the Mother's Grace. You run away for a bit. You come back. You see she's on point. You're safe up here.
I
Oh,
still don't think it was
ulti
that
Nara.
bad though. Like that ult, I don't think was that bad because Grok.
I mean, you gotta
I mean,
pick. I
Grok
mean,
and
it's
Genos.
fine.
Yeah. So I
It's
think I
fine.
picked
You
Genos, and
probably
then
don't
Grok died right
get the point.
after.
Yeah, as long as you're ulting, it's better than not ulting. Straight up, for sure.
I'm not very good at Victor ulting, but I thought that one was
That's fine.
risky but worth it.
It's fine. Any ult, as long as you ult, it's better than not ulting.
Oh, so here you see the Ashe is really low, so I'm like chasing her, and one of my teammates like spent a long time yelling at me about just being like, "Leave the Ashe behind us.
I don't
Go
know why you don't do
dismount."
mute ult. Just you don't
No, no,
care.
no, no.
Move on.
I don't care if he was screaming. It was something. It was a point I disagreed with. But what do you think? Should I have
Wait,
left the
what?
Ashe 1 HP behind us?
No,
Okay, okay.
for sure
'Cause
not.
he was
No,
like,
she's just
you
gonna.
should have gone to
No,
dismount. That
no.
was
Okay,
more
okay, yeah, no.
important.
I remember this. I remember this. I watched. Yeah, the Ashe was getting out. She was low. She bashed out, and I was like, please chase the Ashe and kill her. Please chase her. Because if she doesn't, she's right here.
I
She's
thought,
gonna
yeah.
dismount.
I
She's
think he's
gonna
gonna
dismount
dismount
your
everyone
team.
and probably just kill all of us in the end.
So for however long Barrack's capping, her team is gonna get back, and she's busy, dismounting whoever's spawning. And then whenever she wants to, they have to walk. She can just walk up here, shoulder bash up here, and she,
Kill Corvus,
look to the
probably.
left, look to the right. Corvus is gonna be somewhere around here.
Yeah.
I mean, the support's not gonna be on point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, never leave any enemy in your back line.
Okay.
Ever.
It just took forever to kill her.
It's fine. Like this is the best you
She
can do.
kept
It's
bashing at me.
it's a lot. A lot of this depends on your team too. The game isn't just on you playing well. You can play as well as you possibly can and perfectly, and you can still lose. Because as long as their team is doing more things correctly than your team is doing, they're gonna win.
That's sad thing. I'm like, I don't think their team is playing that well, and I'm like, I'm not a very good Victor, But like my team was just even worse. It was like, oh my god, it's
Oh my
painful.
god, I know why I'm so confused now. The emoji has like fireballs everywhere. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
what's
see
going
it.
on.
It's kind of pretty.
Okay, so that's a little bit about predictability. So you're low, you're getting shot by the Genos. You know the Genos hasn't ulted, you're running around. And then, you sit here. Anybody, if you're Genos, all right, you're Genos, all right, you're just in a game. You
No,
see a
no.
Victor,
Oh,
you
wait, hold
shoot
on.
him.
This is what happened. So I was trying to get. I think I was trying to chase a Jonas or something, and then he lifts me, and I didn't get a heal, and then like I kept not getting heals.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's about knowing what he's going to do. So if you're Genos sitting here, you see a Victor, like half HP, and you start shooting him, and he runs around the corner, where do you think he's going to be after that?
I mean, where else could I have gone? Can you rewind it? I don't remember exactly what happened. Like, why did I push that? I don't know. 0.
Looking for this dude. All right. Oh, this is a little far back.
I guess I saw him.
All right. So this guy has not ulted yet.
I think I came over here. Oh, I came over here to shoot the Grok to get a better angle.
All right.
Okay, and then he lifts me, and then the Grok and the Ash damage me.
Low key, low key. So when this happens and you get lifted,
Yeah.
don't panic. Look for the squishiest person you can see and shoot them.
Okay.
Assume you're gonna die and try to get a trade.
Okay.
If your Corvus looked at this Genos and you look at this Genos is dead before you're dead.
Mhm.
All right. So when this happens, all right, you're in this position, right? You're the
I'm
Genos.
fine.
You're shooting this guy.
Yeah.
No. Where do you think where do you think the Victor's gonna go? What are you gonna do?
But
You're gonna
where
ult.
else could I
You're gonna
have gone?
yeah, I'm just saying. Think like the Genos. Like when you're playing against somebody and they do something like this and you know they're shooting you and you know they haven't used ult yet.
I
If
think
you were that
it's
person,
worth
you're
it.
gonna ult.
That's
For
fine.
sure you're gonna ult.
Yeah, I think it's
You would
almost
ult
good.
if you were the Genos. So you know that it's gonna happen because you know that you would do it. So predict
I
it.
was
Jump down
hoping.
here.
I was honestly hoping for a heal, and I was running my max.
That's fine. Jump down
max
here and
health.
be like right here.
Okay, that's fine.
Like, yeah, assume
Yeah,
what
okay.
they're gonna do.
Okay,
That's just a little
that's
higher
fine.
play. It's
That's
just
fair.
a little more knowledge. Any Victor's gonna stand there. Any Victor. I'll do that shit. I should.
And then we just lost.
Enemy double.
Yeah.
Defend.
All right.
Attack.
Reset.
This was just me typing because that guy was yelling at me about you should have
worry
dismounted
about it.
people, blah blah blah.
I mean,
blah.
it doesn't matter. You have to.
I know. I'm
reset
just
it
telling
anyway.
you. That's why I sat there typing. It was like whatever. We just lost the point. It's downtime. It's not like
Alright.
crucial. Didn't really care. And that guy just kept going on. So
Okay. So. Ash has all the cooldowns. You see an Ash, right? This
I did not expect to see an Ash there.
this
She's really far in.
is yes, but you're isolated. That's the thing. She's not here.
That's
She's
true.
here.
She's isolated.
You
as
can
well.
shoot her. If she's here, you can shoot her.
Yes.
If she's right here and she's full HP, you need to run because unless
I
you're like
tried.
mechanically skilled, I mean, I would take this fight, honestly.
I would
would
not.
take.
I did
But
not try. I ran from everything.
if you can get the headshots, you can take this fight. If you're not confident, run. You
Even
need
if
your
I
team.
could, I run from like everything. Watch, I just start running. I shoot her a couple times and I'm like, shit, time to run.
I mean, yeah, you just need to do whatever you can to mitigate. Run, hide behind the tree. Run behind the tree.
Well, she just
Don't
ulted me.
hide behind the tree. Like honestly, you got two people looking at her now.
Yeah.
If you don't look at her and do nothing, if you go behind this tree, honestly, I would just start. Well, I mean, yeah, just don't die for it. Like your goal is to not die. You know she's gonna get picked.
But she's
If she
definitely
gets
gonna
picked-
ult. Like she's not gonna be playing there if she doesn't have
The
her
thing
ult up.
is, this is okay, because if you can kill her and she kills you, they still lose because they're on a timer and you're not.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
And she ulted for it. All right, so that's kind of good because that's gonna keep her alive a little longer.
And that
It's gonna give her team.
bugs
It's
me.
gonna like a good healer will come in and heal the Ash, and if she gets out for it, okay, yeah. So
it's
something
not
like
a
something
good or
like
bad
that.
healer. Ash is so far outside of Genos' range and obviously outside of Grok's range.
Oh no, for sure. No, Genos can come up right here. Honestly, they just like your whole team. Your whole team.
I guess.
Wait, where are? Well,
It just
okay.
have to go, to the far tree. That's a little bit,
No, no, no. Well, where's
a
the
little bit.
Moji? Okay, well, no, I figured they had more people. Like,
Moji's
Anara.
respawning, I think.
So,
No, Moji's
honest.
in their base right
So,
now.
well, I'm talking about like when I'm saying Genos should go up here. I'm already assuming that their team is taking the positions that they should be taking because they just got the Victor pick. When Ash goes in, their team's going to be focusing the Ash. Or yeah, so if Ash goes in, enemy team's gonna be focusing the Ash.
Yeah.
So your team's like, oh shit, let's just walk forward. Grok can walk like Genos can walk forward. Nara can walk forward. Moji, if she was here, can walk forward. I guess Moji isn't here. That's all right. I don't know how Moji got picked. I guess Andro got her. Like, I guess in that circumstance it might not be good, but like normally, if Ash goes in, that's like three people that aren't looking. That's three people that are looking at Ash, and especially when she ults, like that's all that time. That's so much free damage on Inara and Genos can do. They
Yeah.
can just shoot whoever they want.
Yes.
So
Making space.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. If someone else was up here, if Moji was up here, then yeah, Genos is fine to come right up here because now the line has moved.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess since he's not here, then yeah, it is a pretty bad idea for Genos to
I
come
mean, it's
up
not a really bad idea. I guess he would have been okay, but it was just riskier. This is not too
Well,
bad
I
because
mean,
we
well,
lost,
right
we only
now,
have two
so
people.
right now,
We
it's
have
a
two
perfect.
people, it's
No,
fine.
like yeah, before it wasn't a good idea. Now it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Jonas can definitely come up here because they only got like a Baron and a
Baron
Corvus
and a
left.
Chorus.
What are they gonna do?
No, yeah.
Jonas should come up right here. Good
He
job,
did,
buddy.
okay.
All right,
It's actually kind of ridiculous
Androx is
to me.
oblivious to all fucking things on the planet.
Mhm.
All right,
Like I said, it's kind of ridiculous
cool.
to me that Ash just lived. No one turned
That's
to her.
bad. Because now she's in your back line. That is so horrible.
Yeah, you
She's
said
got
it's
free
worth
access.
if we trade the Ash for me, and I'm like, but we didn't trade the Ash. She never died.
Yeah. That's really good. Yeah, I mean, obviously they have to be able to win somehow, right? If they couldn't win off of getting the victor and not trading the Ash, then they wouldn't win at all. All right, so there's really nothing you can do here. I don't think. You have ult, right?
Yes. I think I use it
Ult.
soon.
Nope, you haven't. Ult.
I know, I might use it soon, but like at this point, I don't need to because the Inara is about to die. Ash is really low. I'm like, I can just left click.
No, you can use it.
There's
you
no
use
point though.
There is a point. You can
What's
catch
the point?
somebody. You can catch somebody. You can catch Ash. You can catch. Say somehow this Inara. It's happened before. Say Inara still has Mother's Grace. She walls. She gets a heal. These guys walk around. She pops Mother's Grace. Genos heals her. I guess because they're staggered, she'll probably die. I mean,
Like our whole team is alive, and I'm like, they don't have their whole team alive. They have 3 people, 2 of which are really low.
so the thing is,
I didn't feel like I needed to ult.
so the thing is, if you ult now, right?
I'll have it back.
Say
Probably,
say you ult now and you get absolutely nothing, right? And let's also say you don't ult, right? So you don't ult, you get nothing because you don't ult.
Enemy double kill.
All right. So now, the next time you're gonna be able to ult or have to ult, you're gonna have 33 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's still a gamble as to whether they do or don't get the push.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't get the push, cool. If they do get the push, you don't have ult for next round. So even if you ulted and got nothing at 117, by the time that they won or lost the push, you'll have ult. That's the end result. You'll have ult for next round. That's why. In one scenario,
I don't know.
they
It seems
don't
kind of
have
like a push to me. I mean, you're basically saying it's a free ult anyways, and I'm thinking, I don't trust my team. I'd rather
because
hold on to it
yeah,
if I don't have to
ulting
use
at
it.
120 is fine. Like even if you get nothing for like if you can see something, right? Your window is 1. Like 120 to 1. 120 you'd be like, okay, I have ult. I should probably consider start trying to find a situation where I can use it. If you can't find anything by a 1, pop it. Like just pop it. And you might be able to get something. If you get nothing, you'll have it for next round. Which is literally the best you can hope for.
Enemy killing spree.
I really need to pee. Can you
Oh,
wait
go
for
ahead.
like a minute? Sorry. I tried to hold it, but I'm like, we're only 1-2 into the game. Hold on. Okay, I'm back.
Your Androxus has drifting, has featherweight 5.
You know, some people run that, like, seriously run that. Like in serious games. So I don't know. I don't play Andro. I have
Interesting.
no real opinion.
Well, I guess I can't say that. I mean, I have been out of the meta for a few months, so. Alright, so let's see. 20 seconds left. You still have ult, so definitely do not pop it.
I mean, I might have. I really don't remember at this point. I don't think I did.
Yeah, once you're below 50 seconds and you still have ult, don't pop it. Save it for the next round. Unless it's like last point, and you have to stop them from getting it.
I'll protect you.
The Ash is on me again.
Alright,
I
alright,
think
so.
die. I could be wrong. I don't know.
So you could have stopped this. See this LOS here?
I mean,
If
she
you're
has
paying
shields,
attention,
but
yeah. But if you're in this, like it's actually easier to see if you're looking this way. So if you're looking this way, out of the corner of your eye, you can see that area. And if you see Ash coming that way, you can just turn and quickly pop her and just dismount. And then she has to pop shield early, or else you damage her. So if you don't get her off, it's because you weren't aware of the Ash and
I
you allowed
probably
her to get
wasn't.
close. What the heck? Ooh.
I think I kept taking damage. I was like, stop damaging me. I just didn't know where it was coming from. I ran away.
Okay. So this barrack ult here.
It was in response to the Grok ult, I think, and
So
Ruckus just dying.
in coordinated play, this barrack ult is good because your team will sit inside the dome. In discoordinated play, it does absolutely nothing. Like the ult's gonna go away. He's gonna die. Grok is ulting, so their team is getting sustained. Enemy team's getting damaged here. They're gonna back off, and which means once the shield is down, Barrack's gonna be the only thing anyone's gonna be looking at, and he's just gonna get melted. Unless he has shield. Oh. Okay, he does have shield. Good. All right. Still a questionable barrack ult. It might have done something though. I mean, it did buy time.
In disorganized play, I think that was an okay ult.
I don't know. It might not have been needed, but I haven't played tanks in a while, so I don't know. I just know that you're supposed to use it to stop them from getting around. Like the whole reason they got into that situation was because they got around this point in the first place.
Yes. They got around that because I was trying to finish the Moji off and shoot the Inara, and I didn't hear the Ash, and then the Ash forced me all the way back.
So if ever you're doing a bad ult and you're wondering why it's a bad ult, sometimes it has to be. And the answer to the question is because they were allowed to move from a certain choke. And sometimes the answer to that is that you didn't ult at that choke instead, where they should have ulted, and then that wouldn't have happened. Like that, all that last 40 seconds of fiasco would not have happened if Barrack had ulted at this choke point, and then your teammate got picked because he ulted
I
and they
feel
aggressively pushed
like
him.
at that choke point, it didn't feel like he needed to. It felt like we could have held.
Potentially,
It
it
just
it,
didn't
it
feel
depends.
urgent.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the game. I mean, there's no like correct move like at all times in every situation. Do this correct move. Like it's
Yeah.
not how the game works, but it's 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 usually good.
Mhm.
So barrack ults on chokes are
Mhm.
like. I mean, you don't just pop it whenever, but like
I know.
definitely at some point in the choke. So you guys are fighting back. So you got to stop their sustain. So you got to find whoever's punishable. You got to
Capture
bait out
point
the
spawning in
Inara. Like
15 seconds.
whoever is out of position first is who you need to focus. Holy shit! Is that Andro?
Yes.
That is ballsy riding through mid. Okay.
This Andro only plays ballsy. He only has a W key.
Oh yeah, we've talked about those the Andros that only have W key.
So I see both tanks here. I'm like, fuck, I'm out.
Ooh,
So
what?
I don't know. I'm already confused.
Okay.
So Ruckus and Andrew are very ballsy. They're just like going in, and then I see both tanks, and I'm like, I don't want to be here.
So in a scrim, usually this can be good. If there's one tank here and you're Ruckus and your Andrew's going to the left and you're Ruckus and you ride past the Ash, it can be okay. It's all right to do that. Go for their backline, delete their backline. Good idea. Except you ran to the Moji first. This does nothing. Moji's just gonna back out and run away. Grok's doing whatever. Genos is safe. But in this scenario, you have to remember, even if it's just an Ash, you have to, like, if you're as a tanker gonna ride past and go for their backline with like your flank, you have to weigh out whether you're gonna get a pick first
Yep.
or whether their bruiser's gonna pick off your entire backline because you just let them through.
Yep.
At least they got dismount. At least they dismounted. But the
Who did
fact is that
they?
there's
Wait, what do
two
you mean
tanks
they
here.
dismounted? Who's they?
The tanks dismounted.
I
Like you
dismounted
want.
them.
Oh, okay.
I
Cool.
dismounted
Good.
them and ran away.
Good. Yeah, you need to run
Ruckus went
because.
under, so I tried to go up top. I saw
So
two tanks dismounted,
So
ran.
you probably dismounted them and you watched Ruckus fly past them. So the
Yes.
second you see Ruckus fly past them, you run this way.
Yeah. That's what I tried to do. I could have left our Corvus though. I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna die, but I didn't.
Okay. So
I don't know.
say you stay back here and help the Corvus.
I didn't though.
What? Yeah. Okay. So then why? So, okay,
Why
so run
didn't
this way.
I? Because I was scared of the
Yeah,
Ash
no.
ult.
Yeah. No. Say you said you didn't want to leave your Corvus.
Well, I didn't want to, but
What
I
can you
did.
do? Well,
I
what can you do
couldn't.
about it?
Nothing.
Exactly. So
It's like
then
every
there's no
man for
reason.
himself.
There's no reason to worry about what about the Corvus.
Okay.
Because you're like, there's two tanks. What are you going to do? Nothing.
Melt them.
You're dead.
Shred them. Yeah, okay.
If Corvus dies, it's a loss. But if Corvus and you die, it's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
lost times. Actually, it's probably better, to be honest. It's probably better if both you and Corvus die together than you get staggered later. It depending on where their team is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, if just Moji was over here, or if just Genos was over there, and say Grok and like Moji came this way,
Mm-hmm.
then it's bad for you to like run this way. Honestly, yeah, definitely. Say that's the situation. Say the situation is that like
They pinched
you
us.
know that say the situation is Moji and Grok are over here and Ash and Anar are up here and your Ruckus and Andrew just dived the Genos.
Mm-hmm.
Like they get a Genos and you're barracks on point, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get a
Perfect.
Genos, they get the healer, except they have two healers, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, Grok is not on a heal talent, to be fair.
I mean, oh, is he not?
No.
I thought he was.
It's Maelstrom.
Okay, fine. So that's good. Okay, so the thing is though, like this. I mean, you know who wins, right?
Yeah.
Two die versus one die.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely. If there's two tanks, never let them walk by. Ever. Contest them.
Yeah, he just
Ash.exe has
ignores.
stopped working.
Hmm?
I said Ash.exe has stopped working.
He just ignored the Corvus. Yeah, I realized that. I was like, I just left Corvus to die and he didn't die. I'm like, cool.
All right, everybody, Stoner's bot. Be aware of that in your ranked games.
Stoner carries, man. It's annoying.
Bro, he left a Corvus. He did not. He left a Corvus alive.
I don't even think he shot the Corvus. I had a really bad ult. I don't think I hit anything.
So Corvus lost. Okay. Corvus. So Corvus saw an Ash 3 feet from him. She ran away, and he's like, "Okay, I'm still safe to stay here." All right.
And then died.
That's a good thought process.
I didn't die. Okay.
That's a great thought process.
That's good.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my god.
that Corvus got so lucky.
No one's on mounts. I want to see where you are. Okay.
Somewhere on the right.
So yeah, your Ruckus just allowed. I'm gonna focus on you more now.
So I tried to ult for the Inara. I knew that Ash had ulted, but I was like, I want that Inara dead, and then she walled it off. And I'm like, shit.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
don't
ult after the Ashe ult is done. Because on our can wall, but again, that's just knowing what their cooldowns are, right? So something to think about is that whenever you see somebody and you want to do something, and you have to question, can they stop it? Like, that's the first thing you can think of. Will this get anything, and can they stop it? If you don't know if they have a cooldown, assume that they have it.
Okay.
Until you specifically see it.
Yeah. I guess I could have just left clicked her more until she was lower.
Yeah, you could have left click. Honestly, if Ash ulted and Anara walled, look for somebody else. Just like they're temporarily out of bounds. Look for somebody else. Do damage. Once that stuff's done, look back to them.
Yeah, I probably should have canceled my ult as well.
This is drop. You have to drop. Like you have to drop or get over here. Like don't peek this. Like you're out in the open. Somebody can shoot you and kill you. Try to be more efficient in your rotations. Like, instead of dropping down to heal and then running around the corner and getting back up, right? Just walk around the corner. Sit right here to heal. Like, whenever you need to heal and you say, "Oh shit, I need to drop," or "Oh shit, I need to heal," find cover. Find the nearest cover that is on high ground. If there is no nearest cover on high ground, then yeah, drop. But you want to like minimize your downtime while staying safe. Okay, so I usually like to, I'm not gonna lie, as a DPS, I like to hog this side of the map. This is like my side of the map. As Cassie, as Leanne, as Victor, as anything.
Okay.
This is my side of the map because this is dismounts. This is free.
Okay.
Like, I control this. I can stop them from coming here. I can stop them from coming here. If they come up this way, I can start shooting them. And they have to do something. They have to like do something about me here. And if they start shooting me, okay, I just walk up here. They can't do anything anymore.
Okay.
I just peek. Or, if things are starting to look bad, you can just walk back, If like 3 people are on mounts and, you dismount them and start walking up the stairs, you just walk back here. You're safe. This is like my favorite part of the map. This side of the map is more like a flank side. This is like, snipers can pretty much rotate between either side for dismounts. Honestly, if you want to check for who's below, I think you can see this. Yeah, you can stand right here, and I think you can see that side of the low ground. So you can dismount whoever's coming below, and then you can technically stand right on the ledge here and dismount that. It's really just about knowing angles, like knowing effective angles, knowing what position gives you the most effective angles, and safety to retreat too. I mean, Penguins has described this as a giant chess game, and it kind of is. Not nearly as good as explaining it to. So yeah, if you were on this side, this wouldn't have happened. But you just happen to be on that side. That's unfortunate. This is about zoning, so you got to make sure that everyone's covering different angles, right? If you're running up this way, so say say you're back here, right? And they just get wiped, right? And then your Ruckus is up there, your Barracks up there, your Corvus is up here, and you're like, okay, I want a zone. Like, you know that Ruckus and Barrack have LOS of that alleyway, right? But what they don't
At the
have,
time, it was Andro who was like really pushed up, and then Ruckus, where he was. I think Barrack was still making his
I want
way
to,
there.
let's see how this is. Okay, okay. So at this point, honestly, just stay the right side. Hog the right side. The right side is where you're super effective.
Okay.
The only reason you want to worry about this is to stop initial flanks, potential flanks, like people that have respawned, or tanks from getting through the side. And honestly, all you have to do is just dismount them. Like you can, and the best way to do that is to be on this side and shoot them from spawn.
Okay. It's fine. I got it.
And the only time you can't do that is, at the very beginning of the round, which is why you go that way on the
So
left.
Andro died there, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, so at this point in time, right, Ruckus was up here, so you knew Ruckus was up there. When you got down, and then somebody died, and Ruckus moved up, right, you know Ruckus has that LOS. So you spending all that time to run up here, it gives them a little time to, like, respawn, get out of spawn. Sure, you can shoot some people, but you have to focus on what Ruckus doesn't have LOS of. So Ruckus has LOS of all this stuff from here. So he's behind a wall, too. So he can see that. So he can't see anybody coming from the right, which is why...
Dash got through.
Yeah. So you being there is like covering the same line of sight that Ruckus had, in a sense. If you got here a little earlier, then yeah, you would have seen the Ash and dismounted her. But the thing is that that's not guaranteed. But hey, see, because you were already on this side, right?
I was here and I got low, and then
yeah. You
I
got
went
low
to the
and
left because I saw the Genos there.
Yeah,
That's
So
kind of why I went to the left.
You wanted to push up, but you went more distance to push up than just one. So you went 1-2 lines rather than just one line.
Well, no. I wanted to push into the Genos who was on the left. That's why I went to the left. If there was no Genos there, I would have stayed on the right, probably.
But assume the Genos isn't an absolute retard. Assume that when his team dies, he's gonna back off. Do that. As long as you assume that your teammates aren't absolute idiots, you can't really make too many. I mean, you can make mistakes, but like, assume that they're gonna play safe, and that will prevent you from making somewhat silly plays, I guess.
Okay, I got it.
That's yeah.
Fine.
Oh boy, that's bad. So now no one's there to help the Corvus. Now Corvus has to. Okay, Barrack had to back off. So
Ruckus died because.
So you see what happened? But I want you to understand, because you didn't have that LOS, Ash got through. Because Ash got through, your Corvus had to back off. Because your Corvus had to back off, Barrack had to back off. Because your Barrack had to back off, their team got to push. Because their team gets to push, your team's out of position now. Because your team's out of position, you're gonna die now.
That was actually a really good poop for me.
Yeah. I was like, oh, you're dead. I was like, oh,
yeah,
thanks, Ash.
Same.
But yeah, if you want to question why you're like losing a certain round or a certain game, like find out the main cause. Like the whole reason all that happened, it isn't because, Barrack didn't ult, when they pushed it. The reason is because somebody caused something. Ash got around and hit your Corvus and forced your team to turn around and let their team through. That's the reason that this happened.
I still think if Andro hadn't died really early on in this
Sure.
much better.
Sure. I mean, everything.
It's hard to respond to, like, if someone suddenly dies and you don't expect them to. You're like, now what?
The more you play the game, you'll get game knowledge of Andro's pushed up here. They got people over there. He's probably gonna die. Therefore, what my plan is, and I'm intending to move to this position, is it still safe? Should he die? If you've determined it's not, you can back off, and then you can back off. And then if he dies, they can't push you immediately because you were, smart enough to have the force, or you had the foresight to know that he was going to die and not push the position you originally wanted. That was only good because the Androxus was where he was.
That's fair.
Defend the payload. Push the payload.
Why is everything slow? Oh, shit.
I think
Wow.
that's normal speed.
Weird. All right. Felt slow for me. All right. So
That's because you're on the
there you are.
Inara and Ruckus wasn't moving.
All right.
That's normal.
So your team has forward LOS, right? As long as one person has forward LOS and it's not a good place for you to be, you don't go there. I don't think you're going there, but you should already be riding to the right. There you are. All right. So this right here, as long as you hold this line, I mean, you know, all five are there. As long as you're all five are there, you can do whatever. Once somebody dies and you start focusing people, if you're not good at keeping recall timers, or like respawn timers, make sure you align yourself so that you can see out of peripheral vision down that alleyway, so that you can see if someone's coming. But for now, you know all five are there, so you don't have to worry about that. Hit pick. All right, good ult. It's fine.
Enemy double.
You got something from it.
Last two are kind of wasted. I don't know.
It's fine. As long as you get something from it. Even if you get nothing, it's better than ulting. See, because you ulted at 200 and not 150, you're going to get your ult sooner.
Yeah.
And you might get your ult before 1, which means you get to ult again. So the longer you hold on to your ult, the less ults you're potentially likely to be able to use in a round. So that's why pretty much as soon as you get your ult, pop it. Not literally, like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, but yeah. That's the whole reasoning behind like ult usage. Okay.
So
Wow.
I knew the emoji, but I didn't hear
That
the
sound
ash.
effect. Okay, it stopped. All right, so I want to see why that happened. I was busy.
I thought it was
Checking
just the
your-
emoji.
All right,
but
all
I
right.
didn't know the ash was there, so that was why.
They died. When did they die? All right. So yeah. So that's because I'm bad at paying attention to who dies too. So yeah, when you notice that people on their team die, the second you notice the people on their team die in this position, you need to like position yourself back here just so that you're ready. And when they back off, honestly, when they back off, there's no reason for you to push forward. You can just, what you can do is you can push up to here, and honestly, they won't be here if you do it early enough. They'll be way back there. You'll be safe. Because the only way they can come
That's
through is
true.
through that alleyway.
Yeah.
So this is fine, as long as you get up here early enough. Actually, I want to see exactly when. I'm gonna back a bit. That way we can see. Ooh, invisible horse. I like.
It does look kind of funny.
Yeah, it does. All right. There you go. Okay, so you got to pick. So now you know that in the next 10 seconds, Moji's gonna respawn. Or 5. Yeah, 10 seconds. Because 10 seconds, she's gonna be in that alleyway. So you got 2 picks. All right. So now that this has happened, they're gonna back off. You know they're gonna back off,
Yeah.
right? They could push forward if they do shoot them, but like they're gonna back off. So now you want to make sure that you get LOS, right? Your Ruckus is over there, your Barracks over there. They got LOS for all this covered for days, right? They don't have this. You're the only one that can get this, so immediately get this. So once you get picks and the fight starts to break down, the next thing that goes through your head should be, okay, who has LOS? What LOS needs to be obtained? So, sure, there's this LOS, but I mean, that's negligible because it's whatever. Like, they can just... Very unlikely you're going to get something through there. So you definitely want to get this.
Okay. I mean, okay. Inara was still like pretty healthy. You don't think I should have shot her? Like, I don't remember if I did.
All right, no. So the thing is though, that you're not paying attention to respawn timers though. So maybe they're Moji and it would be nice if the person could imagine that the Moji and the Ash was just gonna go to their team and group up with their team again. But that's not how things work in Paladins. People flank, so you have to like they're gonna regroup. They have 3 people. There's no way they're gonna push unless your Ruckus ints and walks forward with. Oh, that's that's the shield's health. So yeah, there's no way they're gonna push forward. You can't do anything from here. So look down here. Definitely push up to here.
Okay.
So once you get the pick,
Yeah.
you
I
immediately
can
should
see
push.
that. Okay.
Because your team is gonna because actually, what happens is that I think in more games, if you literally just stood still here, literally like a bird statue, just stood still here, your team, like 9 times out of 10, will move up, but 1 time out of 10 they won't.
Mm-hmm.
If you move up 10 times out of 10, they'll actually move up because they see your position has changed and they'll move up.
Mm.
Like if their whole team was dead and your team's here, they're gonna stay here, right? Say their whole team's dead and they see that you're up here and Ruckus is on left over here. Your other 3 people or your other 2 people are actually gonna push up because they're gonna like, okay, I can move up to here because the other people there, it's safe for them, so therefore it's safe for me. So they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna push up. So yeah, you can actually influence your team's positioning by moving yourself.
That's fair.
So their team's getting pushed back. So what you want to do is you want to find an angle. And by
Mm-hmm.
finding an angle, I don't just mean like here's an angle. I mean something that blocks them. Like if Grok is pushed back, like if Ruckus is pushed on Grosh is pushed back to here, and you're right on this bridge right here, Grok has nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he can go back. That's it.
Yeah.
We can't go
Yeah.
left because you're hitting him in a crossfire right
Mm-hmm.
here. That's finding an angle.
Yes,
So
I know. I know what you mean.
yeah. So
Gotcha.
and
Okay,
as
yeah, I
long
should
as
have pushed
you
up more.
yeah. So as long as you find a spot, try to find spot in your maps where you can cover both angles
Mm-hmm.
and like dismounts.
Yeah.
Like this right here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it's good to do your own VOD reviews sometimes. You don't have to like VOD review yourself and say, oh, what did I do wrong at each point in time? You can just pause occasionally and just go somewhere with the camera and see, oh, hey, look, I can shoot from here and hit these people because my team's pushing it back, and I can also dismount.
Mm-hmm.
I should consider this for more often from now on.
Mm-hmm.
And then more games, you'll be able to like shoot people. You'll find more situations where this applies, where it's like, oh, some like tanks trying to like flank on that side, and somebody's respawning.
Yeah, that makes
They
sense.
dismount and then you shoot them. So yeah, you can apply this to more games.
Mhm.
So try to find angles. So you go to you go to get some angles, but
Too late.
knock.
Mhm.
Cargo's at your door.
Run away.
Enemy killing
All right.
spree.
So this is fine. In a sense. Oh, never mind. Okay, so there's 2 people here. All right, so this is fine. So your instinct was to run away, but
Corvus did
Kind
too.
yeah, it's kind of problematic. Well, Ruckus is about to respawn. I think this is fine. No, what you did is fine, I think. I think either way you ran is fine. They're actually sandwiching themselves.
Yeah.
And you just killed the emoji. So this was okay. So you being here on the emoji and the ash is bad for you
Yes.
until you run away. Like if they don't kill you here, now it becomes bad for them to move past this zone because they're like extending past their line.
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
moving
I don't
into
know
your
where the
line
hell
now.
their line is because they're all over, and 2 of them are dead. I
Well,
think this Ash is probably dead.
Well, the line stops existing when their whole team is dead. So
Yeah, so they have 2 people
um,
dead, and the other 3 are
so-
like,
so
I don't
yeah.
know where.
so their line now becomes base. So so yeah, she's definitely past her line.
Yeah, so Ash and Moji pushed in when their team was still mostly alive, and then
So-
their team died.
Please kill her before she kills Corvus. Okay, yeah, free stagger. Free stagger. Good
Yeah.
job, Ash. Again, didn't I say it before? Ash is a bot.
I think no. To be fair to Ash, I really think she and Moji pushed in when the rest of their team was still alive.
Okay, at a higher tier level, Mash is a bot. I don't want her on my team for sure.
Enemy ram.
Your Barrack is boxing in an aura. Alright.
I think he got walled in or something.
He did, but he should know that he's gonna get walled in. Alright. Oh my god.
He made it.
But
He's
so many
alive.
people are getting through. Oh, this is a nightmare. This is the nightmare of casual games. No organization. It's
Enemy
literally a
killing
clusterfuck.
spree.
This is one of the worst. Not the worst, but like
Where
one
are
of the
you?
bad
What
ones.
happened?
I don't
How did you
know.
get up there?
I have no idea, man. This whole game, I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I'm like, I don't know what their team is doing. I don't know what my team is doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Nothing made sense.
Okay, so 2 of their people are dead. Some of them just respawn. So they're at spawn right now. Cool. All right, they're dead. All right, immediately what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna run, look for dismounts. I see nobody. Run.
I think I ran here. I
See
dismounted
nobody.
one person,
Run.
perhaps. I think
Look for
that's
dismounts. If
what I
there's
tried to do.
nobody by this point, you just keep going forward. If there's literally nobody by this point, you keep going forward. And once you get to this point, now you're like, okay, cool. Nobody. That means they're all still at base or somewhere, like grouping up or something. And then, but that's like after getting a team wipe, and you pretty much did just stagger. So once you stagger, most teams will group up and wait more so that they don't get staggered. Because honestly, a good team will actually all 5 of them will push forward and kill whoever's waiting. So, but yeah, if your team doesn't come with you, then definitely don't push that much. But like this right here, it's a fine position to get to. If you can get to here without letting anybody through, then you're golden. Don't worry about the left side because your team has the left side covered. Like if you can look behind you and nobody's behind you, you're in the right spot. Oh yeah, but that's not gonna happen. So.
Okay.
I heard clacking. You can hear clacking. If you're in the game, you can actually hear the clacking. You know Nar's there. You can go dismount her. All right, so yeah, so you know that Anar is behind you. You're gonna try and get a pick on the ground. Good pick.
Enemy rampage.
Assume that Genos has ult and he's gonna ult you, but I can't tell whether he has ult or not. He doesn't. He would have ulted you here.
Probably.
Yeah.
Enemy killing spree.
I was looking for the Genos. I don't know why.
All right. So you heard who's right. That means you let somebody through on a mount, and that's bad. If you hear the clickety clack, Santa's coming through town.
I don't think I
dismount.
heard it at the time, but I should have heard it. I just didn't.
Paladins is weird. Like in Paladins, sound effects of like stepping and mounts are extremely loud. You will hear them from like a mile away.
I'm really good at ignoring things. I think I knew. I tried to dismount her, but then it was too late.
Try not to ignore letting an Ashe into your backline.
By the time I realized, it was too late.
If you can keep these two on wraps, this is good. If you can keep these two zoned.
Oh, I didn't dismount that person either.
You can kill this dude. If you can kill this dude,
I hate shooting
value.
down.
Okay, even if you die now, it's worth because they just lost their main healer, and they are gonna take longer to group up than you will. If you can get out, even better. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. It was worth it because you got the Genos pick. I mean, you actually didn't have to die. You could have gotten the pick without dying. If you had played it cleaner, if you were more mechanically skilled, blah blah blah.
So
but
tunnel visioned on that Genos.
I mean, in general, if you can get the pick.
But yeah, I could have gotten it.
And try to get a pick if you're sure that you can do it. If you have a maybe, if you question, they might kill me before I kill this person, don't take it. But if you're sure you can get it, then definitely take it, even if it gets you killed.
The power of the abyss.
What the hell does his ult do?
It's just that area. If you step into it, you get slowed by a third. You take percentage
it?
health damage. No.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you're just
health
slowed.
damage.
It's like a Inara cripple slow. It's just or like a burn monster slow. It's like a 33% slow. And then
oh my god!
I think it takes like 6.25% health per second for 6 seconds. So up to 75% of your health if you just sit in it. It's not that great because you can walk out of it.
Ew, imagine.
They're actually buffing it this patch or this next patch where it's going
imagine
from like 33% slow to 45% slow.
Imagine a Bomb King Sarah Salt and a Corvus Salt together.
To imagine a team with a Ceres Corvus and Bomb King together, I don't know.
I'm just saying. In casuals it does. That's for sure.
Even in ranked, it's somewhat rare, I would think.
No, I'm just saying that like that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so.
I don't think you need a Corvus. Hold on. I don't think you need a Bomb King ult on top of a. Or sorry, you don't need a Corvus ult.
I didn't say Bomb King ult. I didn't say Bomb King ult. I said Bomb King.
Oh.
I just said Bomb King. Like left click. Like it means they're all grouped up and they're all gonna take a fuck ton of damage just from one bomb.
I mean, Tiberius Heavy Blade, 60% slow.
Yeah.
You can catch all of them.
So off of the last 2 times, for the most part, they went right.
Nope, they went left.
Yeah, no. For the most part, they want it. You know that the tanks went left last time, right? Two
Yes.
tanks fucking walked for free into the back line. So yeah, you're gonna check that.
Mhm.
Bam. You see nothing. You look to the left. You see nothing. Okay, they're probably not coming. You can determine now, do I want to reposition and go right, or can I look right and get a
I
dismount?
don't know. At that point, I was just confused.
Because if you, I mean, you can. All right, so you can look back at your team. Your team's super late. Oh my god.
No,
Is
I
that
had
Barrick?
master writing.
Barrick.
I had
Oh,
like
wait, it's Barrick.
I
Barrick
had
doesn't have
master
master
writing
writing.
3. I know, but I had master writing 3, so they weren't late. I was just early.
I'm sorry. I automatically assumed Barrick had master writing. I am sorry. I forgot people don't know what to get in this game. All right. So yeah, this is a little strange. So because your Barrack doesn't have master writing,
So
he's
what
not
did I
in
do?
front.
So I went early to check. I'm like, left is clear. Now what?
Um, you look for where your team is. So you
My
see
team is
Ruckus is
slow.
on the right. Yeah, yeah. So your team is. So
Andrew's
basically,
on
you use.
point.
Okay,
As
okay, okay. So
usual.
so you have master writing, right? So you use the master writing. You have master writing 3. You're fast as fuck. Okay,
But
and you
Ash
see
has
that
master
their
writing
team.
3.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. The thing is, though, imagine that like there's like I don't know. This is like the Twilight Zone over here, and nothing can touch you, right? You have master writing 1. It takes you like 3 or 4 seconds, to get over here and then go back, right? You have master writing 3. It takes you like 1 second to get over here and like 1 second to get back.
Mhm.
Like if you can ride over here for 1 second, see nothing this whole time. Check for dismount. See if the Grok dismounted like an idiot over here. See if the Genos is sitting over here. Just dismounted. You're Victor. You can run. So as long as you can dismount them, they can't chase you.
Mhm.
And like you're more lethal at range than they are. So if you can
Yeah, I
find
was the
somebody back
only
here.
long range hit scan other than Andro, and we lost
But
this
yeah,
game.
yeah. So like,
uh,
but if you find, but yeah, so it's not bad. Like just ride. If you see nothing at all, like say they're all like you. By the time you get over here, right? And you notice that like your Ruckus is fighting, and you're gonna try to see if there's anyone behind you. You see nobody. Stay on your mount. Ride up. See where they are. Genos and Grok could be over here for all you know. Their tanks could be up here for all you know. And if that's the case, and their Moji could be, I don't know, over here, like fighting Androxus or something for all you know. If that's the case, you ride up here, you get a free Genos pick.
that's so
Like
aggressive. Like that positioning was so aggressive.
it is aggressive, but that's with how they are right now. But again, you're on mount, and this is so when you're on mount, you're in stealth mode. All right, you're in stealth mode, and you're not gonna like walk over and blow a horn and say, "Hey, everyone, I'm here." You're not gonna do that. You're gonna see if it's safe to do so first. You're gonna see where people are. If you can see that the Genos is low and like 4 people are up there, then yeah, get off your mount, shoot the Genos, kill him, and
But
then
I
run away like a
think
little bitch.
the thing is, like from the rest of the game, I knew that they were probably going to be really grouped. And the last couple of times I got Genos lifted, that was just me dying. I
You,
didn't want
you
to be
play
that close.
Yeah, sure, but you play master riding like a little speed mini game, right? Like you're just going to find the best position. If there's if Genos is there and and Nara's here and
I can't even
like
run
if they're
away then. He'll just lift
you
me.
can you
He'll
can
lift me. And I'm like, well, I'm dead.
no, I'm talking about on mount. Like you're on mount.
Yeah,
If
no.
you're here,
If I dismount here, if I see
no,
that,
don't dismount.
but what if
Never
I just
dismount.
get dismounted? It's so easy for Genos just to hit one pellet on me.
You don't reveal yourself. You're on mount. Do you know how big of a camera you have when you're on mount? You have a huge camera. You can look around. Like you're like when you're on mount and you're here and
But
you're
they
moving your
can
camera.
see me.
It's
You say it's
no,
someone,
they
but
can't.
they can. Yes, they can.
Like okay, so all right, I'm gonna play this. If I was on mount, this is how I would play it. So I'd ride around, right? I'm on mount. I see nothing. I'm constantly moving my camera. By the way, I see nothing. I see nothing. I see something. Maybe if they're there, I see something. They're on mount. I turn around because I
Okay.
see one. I see two. If I get off, this might be bad because I don't know where the rest of their team is.
Okay.
I turn around. I ride. I see nothing. Okay, they're on mount. That means they didn't see me and they're still going that way. Okay. I'm on mount still. I'm on mount. I'm on mount. I'm on mount. I see nothing. They're over there now. Oh, I'm on mount. There's nothing. There's nothing. Oh, Janos is over here. He's off mount. Moji's over there. you play it. If that happened, you see, like imagine that they're all still moving, right? You're checking the whole time to see if you're safe. If Genos is there, get off, kill him, run away. If you get over here and Genos is there, and then you look around, and by the way, you'll see it. By the time you get up here, you'll see it. If there's like one person there, and Genos is there, then yeah, it's not safe. You just turn around, right? Hell, just, I don't know, go this way even. Like they're all over there. Just ride this way. Like you play Master Riding. Master Riding is your positioning tool, and if you get dismounted for whatever reason, right? Say you're safe, right? You get over here, you dismounted because I don't know, somebody's over there and they just suddenly see you and they shoot. You dismounted. Okay, whatever. Run to your position. You have to have a plan of where you want to go to. Your whole plan is to sort of cause a disruption. You're Victor. You have caught 3, Master Riding 3. The point of Master Riding 3 isn't just to get to this area faster than they can get to their area and get off. Your goal is to use Master Riding 3 to take them by surprise or ruin whatever plan they have. They have Master Riding 3, however, as well. You have to take that into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
But you notice that some of them don't. So you know that if all of these people went the exact same way, that by the time you got to here, Inara and
No.
Ash and Genos would all be over there, but Moji and Grok would be somewhere over here.
Mm-hmm.
And probably Moji's not going to be in the same place. So, like, again, if you don't like the fight, you don't have to take it. If you see Moji, if you get over here with Master Riding and you see Moji just starting to come up the stairs, and you don't like the fight, okay, turn around. You have Master Riding 3. You literally can get back to here in less than 2 seconds. It's so fast. Like but the fact that there's even a possibility for what I said earlier to even happen, do you think it's worth? If all 4 of them were up there and Genos was there alone and you were right there, would you take it?
No. Wait, Genos alone? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, no. It depends on how far ahead, because their team is like really good at turning for the Genos. So like he
Yeah,
has
probably
to
because
be
they're in
pretty
communication.
isolated.
But the thing, yeah, again. But, is he expecting a Victor to run right around? I don't
No.
think he's expecting that. So, like, if he's sitting here and,
But
they're all focusing your ruckus, like,
okay, so my question is, you make it sound like I should play for picks and I should play like I'm Andro, but we have an Andro, right? Like, if we didn't have an Andro and we had 2 backlines, like, I guess Victor could do that. But it's like, is
okay.
it necessary for both me and Andrew, who I know this player
It's
is super
not-
aggro? Like, do you want both of us to do the same thing?
So, basically, if you're getting the Master Riding 3, you're doing it to get either a pick as soon as you can, or to
Okay.
get dismounts as soon as you can. So here's the thing: because you went left, all right.
Mhm.
What does left give you in general? What
Vision.
can left give
It
you?
tells me that they're not left, so I know, not vision, like
Okay,
information.
okay,
It's like
okay.
I know that they're on
So
the
you
right side.
so you spent 1 second riding up to here to get vision.
Yeah.
So
And
in
then I
that
don't
1
know.
second, in that 1 second, these people are doing whatever they're doing, right? So what can you get from this besides vision? Did you get any dismounts?
No.
All right.
Because they're not here.
So what happens?
If they were here, I would have gotten dismounts.
So what happens if you have Master Ryan 3 and you go this way instead?
Then I could have gotten dismounts.
All right. Which one sounds like more value to you?
I could have gotten dismounts on the right, but it's also scary. But I also expected them
Is
on
it?
the left. So
Is
how
it?
am I supposed to know which way to go?
That's why I was saying, because you went left, I was telling you what I would do in that scenario, because I'm on left. You
So I
can't
just-
really get dismounts. So now that I'm here, I might as well capitalize the Master Riding and do something with it, right? Otherwise, me going left would have been a complete waste of time, right?
I mean, I could also go back to the right side. to
Sure,
fight them head
sure, that's
on.
an option. That's an
Okay.
option. You can stay with your team. It's a possibility though. You could just go over here and see if you can get a pick. I mean,
guess
if
it
you
was
can get a
either-
pick,
Okay. So I could
If you can
either
get a
play
pick-
with Andro or with the rest of my team.
sure. Normally the DPS should be split up and not covering the same line of sights.
Yeah.
But if you can tell, the Andro clearly isn't exactly doing the same thing you're doing. Like if you're riding out, the Andro, at least expect that he doesn't like have no brain and follow you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you shouldn't assume he's gonna follow you.
He's
Um,
no. He would never follow me.
okay, yeah. So,
He's like,
so
I'm gonna be my own man, do
again,
my own
most
thing.
times you wanted to go left to check to check to see if the tanks were coming, right?
Mhm.
You saw nobody. So if you have Master Ryan 3 and they have Master Ryan 3 and you're here, they're definitely going to be up there, and they're not there, which means they didn't go that way at
Yes.
all. Unless they're late, and in which case,
Unlikely though.
I mean, it's just unfortunate if that happens.
Yeah,
But
unlikely, I
but the
think.
thing is, you can't get that much. So all you did was guarantee that nobody was coming this way, right?
Mhm.
So now, if you run back this way, Ash will have already been fighting your ruckus.
Mhm.
Actually, you go up here. Actually, go up here, see what you can get.
Okay.
Like this is a pretty good position. And you can just run over here. At this point, by the way, by the time you've gone there to see nobody's there and rode over to here, your team will be around here, I think. So they'll be with you. Your team will be here.
Really?
Yeah, see? They're right here.
Okay.
So you did exactly that. You saw that nobody was there, and you didn't want to take the flank.
I just
And by
didn't
the
know
way,
what to
Andrew's
do.
coming back.
Clearly, I just didn't.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't
So
dismount.
yeah.
Andrew didn't
Let's.
take the flank either. I'm surprised.
Well, Andrew got off of his horse, and he has
Master
Master right there.
Ryan
So he
3.
got because he didn't use his fucking horse correctly. He went out. He literally went out into the area where it's most likely for him to get spotted and forced off of his horse.
Yeah, he was on point as usual.
Okay, Andrew's ulting.
not that bad.
Capitalize on it. If your team is ulting,
Yeah.
you want to make sure it's not wasted. If he's shooting somebody, even if
Okay.
they have like a billion HP, shoot him.
Okay. Okay.
All
I
right.
don't
So
think I did.
Enemy
look,
killing
she just got deleted.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Even though you're taking damage, they just theoretically lost the fight. They can still. Oh, and yeah, use your ears to listen for Renara hitting your Corvus. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. So she has. Mother's Grace. She popped it. You can see the.
I think
the
I
thing.
heard that. Yeah, that one I heard because it was close
There.
to me.
So she popped it.
Yeah.
So now you know. You shooting her does literally nothing. You're wasting your time. So turn around, run, do something. Okay. So.
Oh, I died here. The Moji was chasing me. How the hell did she? Okay, I don't know. I thought
1
she
HP
killed
Moji.
me. I guess Grok killed
No,
me.
you died to somebody else. But like, but yeah, you go over here, you kill the Ash. You don't really leave high ground. You look back. You see the Corvus. The Corvus isn't just gonna stand there. You know he's gonna get out. So there's no reason for you to walk down to the Inara. You want to stay away from the tanks. Like the farther you are away from the tanks, the greater chance you have of dealing more
I
damage to
shouldn't
them.
have gone that way.
And honestly, I think you'd be able to find yourself to be able to play more aggressively if you actually ran Predator 5, because Predator 5 has absolutely nuts lifesteal, unless they nerfed it in the few months I've been gone.
They are going to nerf it next patch. They're gonna nerf it from 40% at 5 to 20%, so half.
That doesn't
It's
sound
OP.
very worth it. It is OP. It's fucking stupid. I don't know why you're not running at 5.
I only didn't run it at 5 for this because Janos, I've been
The
told.
only time you don't run it at 5 is when you have your flakjack at 5 because they have a sniper. And even then, you just run Haven.
I was told to run Flakjack at 5 against snipers and Janos. That's it.
Yeah. So, well, it's an extraneous case, but Genos, you don't always run it. Usually, on a map like this, then yes, because Genos is gonna be playing with snipers. They're gonna have a Genos, they're gonna have a sniper because it's fish market. So yeah, you run flakjack at 5.
They didn't have it. They didn't have
But
any
they don't
long
have a
range
sniper.
damage. They didn't even
Yeah.
have a hit scan.
So you
for
honestly
Genos.
would have benefited just by you honestly could have run Predator 5 and just walked into anybody's faces and just melted them, and you would have out DPS them and killed them.
Okay.
Not lying.
Okay.
Genos, Victor's that stupid.
Enemy double kill.
Maybe that's why I didn't feel stupid this game. I'm like, I don't understand why people love Victor and why
Like
when
there's
people play, it
probably a
feels
lot going
ridiculous.
on, but
I was like, I feel like I'm literally doing nothing.
so yeah, you're like, and honestly, even if you did do something, like if your team dies so fast, like you can't do anything, then that's just how it is. Like,
So Andrew, just press W.
buddy, do you regret your decision? Do you regret your life yet? You're about to.
I'll protect you.
He has no life to regret. I think I got 2 picks, but Andrew died.
All right. So in that situation, when you're the Andro and you have 66 cap and it's 3-3, remember it's 3-3. It doesn't cap that fast. You don't have to run straight through the fucking tanks and a wall of firepower just to get there when you're a little squishy dude. Trying to find a safe route, make sure nobody's looking, sneak your way to the point.
That's pretty
It's not
funny.
going to cap in the next 2 seconds. Now it will because you died. But,
Come on, let's fight.
So yeah, main thing to take away from the game is try to find good angles.
Enemy killing spree.
Use Master Riding 3 if you have it. Like, actually use it to get a good position. Reposition, find the best position you can get. Get yourself out of a bad position. Try to group with the team. Stay on Master Riding 3 for as long as you possibly can until you're sure that you have a good position. Or you can capitalize.
And look for dismounts more.
Don't be afraid to trade during defense. Now, that whole game, you were not on push. So
Nope.
I didn't go through anything that's push-wise.
Because we
But
never won the point.
yeah, so on push, basically, whenever you get a team wipe, push up.
Yep.
Try to get a good LOS on their. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah. You get a team wipe, look for dismounts. You're defending, you get a team wipe, look for dismounts. If you get a chance, always look for dismounts. Like even if you're focusing somebody, you see somebody out of the corner of your eye, run from base, quickly turn on them, shoot them once, turn back to the person you're shooting. Like, get a dismount. Like,
Yep.
that shit's so valuable.
Yep.
Um,
Understood.
and don't be afraid to throw grenades into small corridors to get dismounts.
Yeah, I don't do that very well at all.
Use your ult. Make sure you use your ult as soon as possible before the defense timer reaches like 1 minute.
Yep.
And try to save ult for the next round if you don't. So try not. I mean, a few more pointers, or don't try not to feed the enemy ult charge. If you have like 3 healers and like you're shooting one of them and the other 2 are nearby and you've caught one, you're doing nothing. They're gonna heal up. Try to see where your team is, who they're gonna look at. Try to look at the same person that they're looking at. If you see a good target and you're shooting them, but you see your teammates shooting a different target, fuck it. Turn on that target. Don't rely on your teammate to turn on your target. Turn on their target. Focus that person. Blast them down as fast as possible. I don't know. You got any more games?
No, not right now.
Okay.
I rarely play Victor. That was just unfortunate.
But as DPS, that should be your main priority. I didn't really go through team-based positioning because it wasn't a scrim.
I don't play Scrim, so.
Oh, yeah.
It's not really
I
my
mean,
thing.
I think Finito and Boom, before they showed me a game on Stone Keep, I think it was a scrim, and I went over
Boom?
this super. Is it Boom?
No.
I don't know.
Hold on.
Is it?
Wait. Are you talking about the. I'm gonna end the recording first off.